Welcome to Ambient Smokes. This is the first episode, so we'll just warn you in case it's a little janky. This is new to us. This is going to be a lot of fun though. So I'm Jedi Bishop on Ambient Hour. If you've seen me a little bit or you've heard of me, and this here is my good friend Jason Carusillo. He is the lead in Wolfe that's coming out here soon, December. And I just kind of wanted to share this moment with you, Jason, and just kind of introduce you to everybody.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
How y'all doing?
You just hear crickets in the back.
It's because we're country AF out here.
That's right. Yeah, we're recording
It's like
out
the
here.
living version of Wolfe.
We thought just keep it out on the front porch, keep it to good old tradition. Love it.
That's right.
I love it.
Keep it simple, stupid, man. Kiss. It's how some of the best movies and things were made, right?
Yeah, seriously, just fun stuff, simple and fun. But Jason, why don't you just share a little bit of who you are, your experiences, and how you got into film, theater, even like he is a theater veteran.
Very much so.
Very much so.
So, I've been acting for, oh Lord, well over 20 years between different film projects and community theater. And I first got my start at the Gem Theater in Etowah, Tennessee. And I spent a good time there. I did quite a few productions there, and then moved on to the Athens Art Center in Athens, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And between that and I ended up, without boring the audience, I ended up getting work in Knoxville, Tennessee. At that time, they were making a lot of Discovery Channel, ID channel stuff. Murder Comes to Town, Snaps. So I ended up getting an agent at that time, and they got me some work doing that sort of thing. And then the only problem was, I don't have to tell you how the entertainment industry is. It's not consistent.
That's true.
You have to support yourself.
That's true.
I had to get a big boy job. So I got a big boy job. Couldn't make some of those callbacks that I was getting. And you do that enough times, and unfortunately a door gets slammed in your face. And that's just kind of how it was.
Yeah.
So it was an actual blessing when, because I had met you. I met you at the Art Center. We did a couple of productions together.
We did. I think we met. Yeah, I met you officially when I did Jimmy Dean.
Jimmy Dean.
Yeah, that's how I met you.
First time that we met.
Yes, sir.
And then we did Of Mice and Men.
Love that production.
And then we did Clue.
Yep.
And then of course you had me come in as a helper sometimes. When you for a while took over the Children's Theater.
I did.
Did some productions there, summer camp stuff. And but you always maintained a real positive attitude. So
I appreciate
it was a pleasure
that.
being around with you, man. It's great.
I know, like doing this now, it's interesting because for how we met, I think how old was I when I met you? I was like 15, 16.
You were a youngin'.
I was young.
You were a youngin'.
Yeah, and I met him in a production, and like one of my fondest memories was like, you can't, I forget what night it was, but like after production, you sat with us younger people, and you just like, you amped us up. You're like, God, that was awesome. And I was like, shit. I was like, this guy just coming out here.
Oh, Lord.
And then now, you know.
Little Chris Farley that night.
Yeah, you were
had like 18 pots of coffee. Because I pound it, man.
Oh, dude.
Came out swinging.
Yeah, you drank egg cups just to stay away for that show.
Bill Murray and like coffee and cigarettes. I was just like this. Go motivate the troops.
Let's go.
All right, y'all. Come on.
It's awesome because Wolfe's coming up here soon in December. Yeah. And dude,
man, that took a whole shape of its own, didn't it?
Dude, that went from, we got a 15-page script. We're gonna get this done in November.
We got a 1 weekend film to.
Fuck no.
Oh my God, that thing went what? We went into. November.
February? So November. It started November, and we filmed all the way to the first weekend of March.
And we just wrapped last month.
Yeah, because we had to do pickups still. Just of you and Francis.
Just of me and Frank.
That's it.
And my goodness. We were so happy. We were like, we're finally wrapped.
I remember we filmed here, and I looked at Francis.
Coffee.
I said, "Hey, Francis,
some coffee.
Guess what? You're done. you're done."
I think that was probably some of the best tasting coffee we ever had. And it wasn't because of the way I made it. It was because
you make the best coffee. Shut up, dude. No, every time we still crave that.
That could have been Folgers because it tasted like $1 million because we were just so happy to be done.
Oh God,
not that we dreaded it, but it was such a long project, man. We got involved in that one.
It was one of those things. Like, okay, I'm ready to go on to the next step of this.
Yeah. We just
but.
Ready for more adventures.
Oh, same. And we cannot wait to share some.
And we got plenty.
We got a lot.
Jedi here will probably tell you more about that, but he's got a lot more film projects for Ambient coming out. And minis and things like that. So
little shout outs real quick to Francis and Patrick, because we'll definitely talk about you two coming up here soon. So Francis and Patrick, shout out to you too.
Guys. Oh man.
So I'm gonna ask you that question, Jason. So what because you've always loved movies, you've always loved film, and you love all of that. But like, what is something that I guess made you go, I love movies?
Well, first of all, I'm a spoiled brat because, like I said, I'm a Gen Xer, and I think,
Yes.
honestly, I think Gen X, we were the last of a great generation as far as cinema,
Mm.
because in our generation, we saw all of these greats. The Indiana Jones, we saw, Jaws, E.T., Back to the Future,
Yeah.
gosh, man, the list can go on and on and on. And I was young, I was a child, but I was through the Brat Pack era of the John Hughes film, 16 Candles,
Mm.
Breakfast Club.
Yes.
You know, a lot of these movies at that time, I hate to say it, were taken for granted because they were so good, because there were so many great ones that were being made,
Mm-hmm.
and there were in abundance.
Mm.
And this goes down, and we've had talks about this
We have.
before, that it goes down to even B-rated movies. There's so many B-rated movies from the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
90s, and even early 2000s
Mm-hmm.
that were just fun and awesome and great acting. Sleepers, that we like to call them, because
Yes.
they never really got a lot of attention. Nobody really paid much attention, but
No.
they're great. So I get a lot of that from my dad.
Yeah.
I got a lot of the influences for those movies from my dad. My dad was also a cinema buff. But what was cool is my dad raised me on the movies that he loved, 40s,
Yes.
50s, and 60s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh man, some of those movies was great because those were stage actors that became film actors. So some of their
Mm.
dramatics were like overly dramatic,
Yeah.
and you got to
Yeah.
watch this transition as that changed, and it
Oh, that's
became,
so
because they're
cool.
two different genres. You know this.
Oh, facts.
And these are some of the talks that you had to have with me when we started doing stuff. You're like, now you don't always have to use your stage voice. You're going to scream at people.
Yeah.
And stage is a different thing. But anyway, getting back to what it is, I don't know. There was just I always wanted to be part of that. I always wanted to
Mm-hmm.
just get in there and mix it up. And I got quite a long story of how I got dared to go be in my first play at
Yeah.
the Gem Theater. But I don't know.
You just kind
You
of
know,
love it.
yeah.
You just kind of like fell in love with it, pretty much.
I just
Because
completely fell in love
I
with it.
felt that when you said, my dad showed me these movies. My dad loves a lot of B and C list movies.
Right.
Like just like Galaxy Quest,
Like
Showtime,
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
yeah. Like seriously, like he would.
No,
play,
I mean,
play,
it's,
like
yeah,
he would play.
dude.
That's what I grew up with.
Right.
And then
Me too.
a few of those blockbusters, a few of those big ones. But we watched more of, like, my favorite movie still to this day is Galaxy Quest.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
That's
my
great.
dad would tell me when I was young, like 8, he would go to work, come back home, and apparently I would be like, oh, he's home, let's watch it again. He's like, not for the 3rd week in a row.
You know what's great about that movie? That movie is so good because it's a simplification of all sci-fi movies with a comedic twist on it.
Yes.
Actors that are mistaken to be the real McCoy.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
The aliens think that these guys are like a mixed crew of an alien and these people from Earth.
Oh, it's like their docu
This is like their hope.
Yes.
They have hope and belief, which is great. Man, the movie is funny. It's serious.
Yes.
It has touching moments in it. You have great actors in it.
Yes.
Just a good, simple, fun film. I see why you love that. I see why a lot of people did. It wasn't a blockbuster.
No.
But that is a beloved film, dude. One of my favorites. I'm serious.
It's so interesting. Like, that is like my core and favorite movie. Because then I'm over here trying, my style of writing, it's different, but it's the same in that simple. It's that same in that just, it's so character driven.
Very character driven, which is what I love. And again, I'm not kissing like ass here because of all this. I'm just, you in your works do that. You put a lot of time and effort into your character and character development, and you encourage that one on set.
Oh, and I think that's why we bonded on that.
Yes,
we're very character driven people.
Yes, because they got to tell the story.
Yes,
like that's what I love about that is you're just like, okay, there's a story, but I want my characters to tell the story.
Yes,
a very Tarantino approach.
Yes,
even though he's a stickler with lines.
Oh, he is.
The characters have to tell the story,
and I'm the exact opposite. Yeah. I actually am. There's certain lines.
You're loose.
Certain
you're good
lines
about that. You're really good about that.
Yeah. But it's like if you come up to me, I'm like, hey, I'm playing the character, and I feel like you will say it this way. I'll be like, okay, I can see that. Like, let's try. Let's see how it feels.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see that in Wolfe, and kind of another reason why we decided to do the podcast here. A lot of Wolfe was created pretty much here.
It really was.
And I remember even on set, Jason was like, I'm gonna try this. Oh, I want to try saying it this way. And your capability of just taking a character and becoming it is beautiful.
I appreciate that, man.
And
Seriously, I really do. That means a lot to me.
oh, but dude, and it's awesome to see you.
does.
You know, we watch you theater, right? You're dramatic, and then I told you like, all right, now you got to do the micro,
Right.
your micro
That's
expressions.
something, man. I'm telling you what,
dude,
some of the hardest acting.
it's different, man. Like the little
Okay,
just
all right. So
go ahead.
you want a rabbit trail and go back?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you, like individual scenes throughout my life have wanted me to get into acting, and
Okay.
one of them involves what Hollywood considers to be one of their crazies, Mel Gibson.
Uh-huh.
People can say whatever they want to about this guy.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care. Mel Gibson is a amazing actor,
Mm-hmm.
and by far and away one of my favorite actors.
Mm-hmm.
People can always chuck him off as being an action guy, but Mel, dude, that fella can act. And if you want proof of this, go watch the movie Braveheart. I've told you this
showed me that
before, and I
scene.
showed you. You had never seen the
No,
movie.
no.
It's a long movie. I don't know what the running time is. I want to say it's like a 3-hour
Yes.
film,
Okay.
and it's heavily dramatic. And historians, I think, label it as being one of the most historically inaccurate movies. But historians love to watch it
I love
just
that.
because it's so good.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
I love that.
Oh my God, it's so good. And to have the talent to be able to direct it, to be able to act in it, to be able to pick the music,
Yes.
this guy is super talented. But to sum up all of his career, out of and I've seen just about every single Mel Gibson film,
Mm-hmm.
ones that he's either directed, like Passion of the Christ, or ones that he's been in. Excuse me. The one part in the movie that I showed you,
Yes.
where, and this is what was so great about it. I only explained the scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then I let you watch it, and you're like, oh my God, where the man tells a story
Mm-hmm.
when he's going after who he thinks is the enemy.
Yep.
He sees that his troops are losing, and he's hell bent on going after like one side.
Yes.
And you find out, I don't want to, this isn't a spoiler alert. I want people to watch this movie, but he knocks this fellow off the horse, and it turns out a friend of his that he thought was his friend
Yep.
was actually fighting against him.
Yes.
The look that the man has on his face, the degrees that he goes through.
With no words.
He
No
goes through-
words.
no words. He goes shock, anger, betrayal,
Mm-hmm.
and then just defeated. Literally just defeated. Like absolutely I've got nothing in the tank. Being a guy, I don't care to admit, I'm not a crier, but I almost well up when I watch that because I have such admiration for Mel Gibson's talent.
Yeah.
To be able to do that. Very few actors can do that.
Mhm.
I'll tell you another guy who never took himself serious
Mhm.
that can do looks too. Now, one took himself serious,
Mm-hmm.
and the other never not. I don't think he ever took himself serious enough. Or Denzel Washington
Oh
and
yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Oh.
Eddie Murphy is a
geez,
king
yes.
of comedy on a lot of things, but he has shown in other pieces of his work about how good facial expressions that he has. And one that I tell people, and you've yet to see it,
Mhm.
you will love it. It's comedy, but it was really serious. I
Yeah.
don't even know if he wrote it. This is all knee jerk here. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
But Vampire in Brooklyn,
You've told me about this
the
one.
character he plays a classic vampire.
Mm-hmm.
He has all of it. He's evil, he's menacing,
Mm-hmm.
but the best part about Eddie Murphy's performance is he's seductive, and he pulls it off.
Mm.
He pulls off the suave with he seduces this young woman in the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like he pulls that classic vampire, but without this.
Yes.
He uses this.
Yes.
Like he draws this woman in. Oh, God, dude. It's stuff like that that gets me excited. Little things
I
like
love
that, little
that.
scenes
Yes,
like that.
yes,
That
yes,
just I'm
yes.
just like, yes, I want that. I
What's-
want to
and
be
you know
in
what's
that.
so awesome about being a filmmaker is like we love that, we watch
Oh.
it, and then when you get to see like a friend of yours or you get to be a part of doing it or
Oh
something,
man,
dude, that just makes it even better. You're just like, oh,
yeah. You don't need the money.
no, it's not.
It's not necessarily about that. It
No,
makes it
it's
even
not.
worse when you've already been a millionaire Now you're that's what I would love, man. If I
Yeah.
was like a multi-millionaire, I'm like, this is playtime.
Exactly.
Like I got no more cares. I'm okay. I've got my bills paid.
Yeah.
Let's go have some fun.
I mean, one guy. Okay, I'm gonna name
Like Adam Sandler and his group.
Yeah, there you
You know
go.
what I mean?
There you go.
Movies may not be the
Gosh.
best quality now, but I don't care. I've watched them all and I love every one of them.
Honestly,
They're their own thing, dude.
you bring Adam Sandler, you can say what you can say about his movies.
I don't care.
I love Adam Sandler.
Y'all can like seriously bite my ass. I don't care. I love me some Adam Sandler. I love
do
all
too.
shades of Adam Sandler.
I do too.
It's like I love all shades of Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
I love his family
Yes.
because he's all pretty much family now.
He is.
He's not like raw like he used to be.
No.
But I loved him when he was raw, and I loved him now. Of course, I grew up with Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
I grew up with Adam Sandler.
Yes.
I was that Gen X group that we had the one of the best SNL crews. We had the Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, Dana Carvey, Chris Farley. You had all that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is what I'm getting at. Like we took a lot of that stuff for granted, and now it's like people like your age are like, my God, it was so great what happened, which I love. That is so. I cannot tell you to my aging heart how refreshing that is to hear people go, dude, let's bring it back to that because that's what I'm saying. Let's go back to that.
We're gonna be just loving movies and loving.
That's all this is about, man. We're gonna hit you up with the different things that made us drive as filmmakers and storytellers, and of course we're gonna promote our product.
Yes,
which we're gonna disguise maybe on the next cast. We'll tell you about some of the stuff we got coming up.
But Wolfe guys will be coming out here in December. I'm still whenever this comes out, I'm still editing it. I just finished the first rough draft, so there's no date. But December, Wolfe, and you're gonna see this man bring a character to life.
I hope so.
Oh no, he did. he is so humble, but he brought something to life.
Thank you.
If you love what are movies we always bring? If you love Rambo.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of similarities. It wasn't intended by any means.
Yeah, no. If you love comic book movies,
yeah,
you love that action, you love that little bit of comedy, because there's a little bit of comedy in there.
But now this is like you're setting. This is a setup.
Oh yes,
right. This is a setup for a universe you've created.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. And I'll definitely want to delve. That will be an episode because I kind of want to give people that glimpse because this story, this universe, I've been creating it for my whole career of film. And I cannot wait to kind of
since you were a young teen. You've been writing. You've been writing these.
Yes, sir. And you saw some of that before. Yeah. They're not on anymore because as a filmmaker and a young filmmaker, when you're 18, 19 years, kind of like you put it out there, and then as you get older, maybe I'll share some of it here soon. But
you should, man.
Wolfe,
they need to hear it.
Yeah, Wolfe though, so excited, so thankful, and I can't wait to share.
I'm just blessed. I'm blessed that you started with that first.
Me too.
I was blessed that you started that for some reason.
Me too.
You've got so many other projects that involve that.
Yes.
And you'll explain to them what that's about. But I mean, I was just lucky. I was very blessed and lucky that you wanted to start there.
I did. And likewise you, I'm blessed that you played it because you brought a character to life. And there's a lot of other people in there we'll shout out here soon, but we're just giving Jason this moment since we're introducing him to Ambient Hour. Guys, this guy's a big part of this productions more than you'll realize, and thank you for sharing this moment with us.
Anytime, man.
And in the comments, please tell us why you love film.
Yeah,
we want to know.
Overall question in all this rabbit trailing, what is it about film you love?
Yes,
it could be anything. You love the scores of films, which is a dying art. They don't really do those anymore.
No, they don't.
Do you like that? Do you like the acting? Do you like it all?
And we want to see it. We really do. We want to see it. So
we pay attention. We read.
Yes, we read a little bit.
A little bit.
Remember, we became filmmakers. We just know the lines.
We know lines. That's all.
I say that, and I literally wrote a script.
I know. A big one.
A big one. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna end it here, but more will be to come. Thank you for sharing this moment with us. It's Jedi and Jason, Ambient Smokes. You may see a little cigars here soon.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure. Thank you, guys.